This is LightCast TV Nigeria. We appreciate all our subscribers, and if you are yet to subscribe, kindly do so as we bring you latest and trending stories in entertainment, politics, and more. Thank you. Former Deputy National Police Secretary of the All Progressive Congress, Comrade Timi Frank, has called on President Bola Tinubu to suspend the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Wike, over allegations of acquiring properties in the United States under suspicious circumstances. Frank, who currently serves as ambassador of the United Liberation Movement for West Papua to East African and Middle East, made the appeal in a statement on Thursday in Abuja. He said Tinubu must break his silence on the matter and demonstrate consistency in the fight against corruption, recalling how the president swiftly suspended former Humanitarian Affairs Minister Betta Edu over corruption allegations that were far less serious than those confronting Wike. Media report had alleged that Wike purchased property in Florida and registered them under the names of his wife, Justice Eberechi Wike, and his children, Joaquin, Jamin, and Jordan. Frank described Tinubu's silence on the matter, despite overwhelming evidence in the public domain, as troubling, adding that it sent a dangerous message that some officials are untouchable. With detailed reports from the credible sources such as People Gazette and Star Reporters, and with glaring evidence ignored by anti-corruption agencies like EFCC and ICPC, it sends a dangerous message that some officials are untouchable, Frank said. He further warned that the impunity of government officials like Wike weakens citizens' trust in governance and could fear uprisings similar to this recent Nepal revolt. Frank commended Omoyele Sowore of Sahara Reporters and the publisher of People's Gazette for courageously exposing corruption in the country, irrespective of the government officials involved. He accused Tinubu of shielding Wike for political reasons ahead of the 2027 election, warning that such selective justice could damage Nigeria's global reputation and erode investor confidence. Frank said, the reason behind the continued inaction of the case of Wike appears to be tied to the political calculations surrounding the 2027 election. However, allowing political ambition to shield corruption will irreparably harm Nigeria's reputation internationally. The world is watching. This selective justice undermines investor confidence and portrays Nigeria as a nation unable or unwilling to fight corruption even with its high offices. Frank also criticized the president's handling of the Rivers State political crisis, arguing that suspending Governor Sim Fubara and the House of Representatives member leaving Wike untouched, highlighting inconsistency and favoritism. He urged Tinubu to immediately suspend Wike and commission an independent investigation into the allegation. He said, furthermore, even when crisis erupted in Rivers State, President Tinubu suspended only Governor Fubara and the House of Assembly members while leaving the minister Wike untouched. This inconsistency fears suspicion of favoritism and political shading. Nigerians and the international community deserve to know why the president appears reluctant to confront alleged corruption linked to a close political ally. Selective enforcement of the law erodes national pride and makes Nigeria a laughingstock among peer nations, many of whom prosecute corruption allegations without hesitation. The president should protect the dignity of Nigeria and the trust of his citizens by rejecting selective justice and political expediency. The integrity of Nigeria's governance and its image on the global stage depend on it, he added. On Monday, Sahara Reporters reported that Sowore had petitioned the Attorney General of Florida, Honorable James Utmie, seeking the forfeiture and prosecution of Wike over illicit property acquisition in the United States. In the petition dated September 22, 2025, and signed by his lawyer Deji Adeyanju, Sowore accused Wike of secretly purchasing multi-million-dollar real estate in Florida using suspicious cash transactions designated to conceal the source of funds. According to the petition, Wike, alongside his wife Justice Eberechi Wike of Nigeria's Court of Appeal, purchased 3 luxury lakeside properties in Winter Spring, Seminole County, Florida, valued over $6 million. The petition listed the properties as 113 Spring Creek Lane, Winter Spring, FL 3278, which is a 5,000 square feet residence purchased in cash for $533,000 and transferred to Jordan Wike, 25, 209 Heatherwood Court, Winter Spring, FL 32708, which is a 341 square feet home acquired for $459,157 in cash and transferred to Joan Wike, 23, and 208 Heatherwood Court, Winter Spring, FL 32708, which is a 3,901 square feet home bought for $465,000 in cash and transferred to Jamin Wike. Showere's lawyer said the purchase was executed through a quite calm deed between July 2001 and September 23 and transferred directly to Wike's children. They argued that the cash-only acquisition bypassed banking oversight
and raised serious money laundering concern. The petition alleged that Wike failed to declare this foreign asset in the Nigerian Code of Conduct Bureau as required under Constitution. It further noted that this illegitimate income as a private servant since 1999 could not sustain such a multi-million-dollar acquisition. The petition argued that the transaction violates both Florida state law and U.S. federal anti-money laundering statutes, specifically citing the Florida Money Laundering Act, Chapter 886.101 Flat Start, the Florida Contraband Forfeiture Act, and federal law under 18 U.S.C. It also referred to the U.S. Department of the Justice Kleptocracy Asset Recovery Initiative, which targets assets linked to corrupt foreign officials. Meanwhile, Larry Olayinka, media to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, on Saturday accused Omoyole Sowore of fearing his own life, scamming shadows, and playing mind games to sustain his scam. He said Sowore's allegation that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Wike wanted to assassinate him is one of the mind games he plays to sustain his life of scam. Olayinka urged Sowore to face his criminal trial and provide evidence of President Tinubu's conviction to support his claim. In a statement he signed, Olayinka accused Sowore of corruption, including selling the AAC governorship ticket in Rivers State for $3 million and pocketing EndSARS grant. He suggested that any threats to Sowore's life were from those he had scammed or blackmailed, not from President Bola Tinubu or Minister Wike. He claimed that Sowore's recent actions were desperate attempts to sustain his scam amid serious charges against him. He also dismissed Sowore's accusation that Wike purchased property in the US, stressing that such claims were irrelevant to his defense against corruption and falsehood charges. The statement reads, "He is also known for using online medium, SAR reporters, to blackmail and extort money from people while keeping his staff in abject poverty. Therefore, if there is any threat to the life of Sowore, it must be from those he had scammed or blackmailed. He should leave President Bola Tinubu and the FCT minister out of the impending repercussion of his life of scam. All the noise he had been making about Wike in the last 48 hours is just the last kick of a dying horse. He knows the consequences and gravity of the charges against him. He is running riot about purchase of property in the United States. That the minister denied that his wife has properties in the US? Is it an offense of anyone to own property in the US through inheritance or purchase? Is that his defense for doing yahoo yahoo by collecting millions of dollars from foreign donors under false pretense?"